That is one crazy chimpanzee. Oh, sweet baby Jesus. Breaking news out of Andover. We now go to our on-site reporter, Rich Miller, for the details. Developing story. We are here live in Andover, England, where breaking news of a murder swept through the small town. It was on this street where a still unidentifiable woman was shot and killed. We will try and get into her store once the authorities let us. And really, Sarah, that is just a great accomplishment for Kim and Kanye to have their 15th child. So much love in that family, I can tell. Oh my, we have breaking news again from Andover. Our own reporter, Rich Miller, has gained access to the smoke shop where the murder was, well, we suspect the murder was committed. He's there live with you now. Take it away, Rich. This was the exact smoke shop that only a few hours ago Alice Asher was murdered. We are not sure as to who killed her or what the motive was, but we have our expert, Hercule Poirot, coming in to take a look at the scene.
Cuddles? That's like a pillow name.
Well, that was truly an inspiring story. But what is this? We now have some more news out of Bexhill, where there's been another murder, possibly related to the one in Andover. We now go back to Rich Miller for the story.
After the Andover fiasco, there is news of another murder, right here on the Bexhill seafront. On this beach, to my right, a woman by the name of Betty Bernard was found dead. Cause of death has been reported to be strangulation by her own belt. Famed detective Hercule Poirot is now trying to figure out if these murders are related. He released a statement earlier, and I quote, "A second murder always cheers things up."
After the recent tragedy in both Andover and Bexhill, there has been yet another murder, this in Churston. And due to Rich Miller's absence, we have to go to our amateur Russian reporter, Joseph Stalin.
Tragedy has struck once again, this time in Charleston. Sir Carmichael Clark, a very man of wealth, was found dead in his estate this morning. Hercule Poirot, while still solving his other two cases, is now put on this one in Charleston. He is beginning to believe that this killing spree is no coincidence, as all of these murders have been alphabetical by town and the victim's name. Hercule warns residents with names that start with the letter D who live in Dorchester area. Aye, aye, aye. Now for some quick insight on the detective investigating these murders. Mr. Hercule Poirot. He was born in Belgium, where him and his mother, Agatha Christie, lived for the majority of his childhood. He began to be recognized for his detective ability after his groundbreaking case of the mysterious affair at Styles. Since then, he has been the detective behind many cases, such as the murder on the Orient Express and the murder of Roger Ackroyd. However, those cases are nothing compared to the one he is currently on, being referred to now as the ABC murders. Speaking of this case, we have some news just in, another murder out of Doncaster. We will now go to our legendary Indian reporter, Hakidomaya Shokata, who is at the scene of the crime. Take it away, Hak. Breaking news. It appears as if our serial killer has made a huge mistake. He murdered the man in Dorchester area, but not with a name starting with D. The murder took place in this movie theater just earlier today. It is believed that Roger Emmanuel Downs was the original target. However, being in the dark theater, the murderer mistook a man by the name of George Orlesfield for Mr. Downs. The detective Poirot must now decide if this murder was truly an accident or not.
The novel, The ABC Murders, is truly a story for anyone. I would highly recommend it to you if you enjoy to be on the edge of your seat throughout an entire novel. You never know who the murderer is going to be until the very end, where the ingenious Hercule Poirot solves the murder through all of the murderer's false leads. If you enjoy other Agatha Christie novels, or any detective stories such as Sherlock Holmes, you would most likely enjoy this one. One reason this detective novel stands out from all the others is because of the murderer's intelligence and thought process behind each of the murders, up until the last murder in Doncaster. There is never a dull moment throughout the entire book. It will leave you wanting more Poirot. Hey, what was it? Yo, you can't be in here. We're taping live here.
Is your name Zach from Zimbabwe?
Yeah, but that's besides the point. We have to film here.
All right, come on, man. Hercule Poirot, or Hercule. Wait, seriously. Famed detective Hercule Poirot. Hercule Poirot. Hercule Poirot. Hercule Poirot. Mr. Hercule Poirot. Is that wrong? Hercule Poirot. Hercule Poirot. Hercule Poirot. Hercule Poirot. Hercule Poirot. Hercule Poirot.